Hey everyone, how y'all doing? So today I thought I'd do my 10 favorite hard to use knives. I saw a video a couple of days ago. They're showing their hard to use knives, and I think that was originally an open tag idea, and I don't know who started the open tag. Honestly, I can't tell you whose video I watched a couple of days ago now, but I thought it was a good idea, and I looked at all my knives and thought about it, and I picked out the 10 that I seem to go to, my 10 go-to knives, depending on what I'm doing, what I might get into, and I'm talking anything that's more than opening an Amazon box or cutting open a bag of frozen French fries, normal EDC stuff. I grab these ones when I either don't know what I might get into or I know what we're doing and I'm planning ahead. So I picked out the 10 that I feel I grabbed the most. Thought we'd go over them. Now I got 10 knives. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on any of these because I can turn one knife into a 20-minute video, and I could definitely turn 10 knives into a 2-hour video. So I guess get started. Might as well bring out the most obvious if you know me or in my channel. Yeah, just get this one done because it's the most obvious. And that is the Benchmade 940 Osborne. This may be one of my favorite knives out of all of my knives. It's definitely my most expensive. It was a grail knife for a long time. I finally got one, and I absolutely love it. I love it for EDC because it's lightweight, it's slim, carries good in the pocket. Great action. Has the axis lock, open and close this thing, and it's quite fidgety at the same time, but it's made to be used hard. Warren Osborne designed this to be a tool on the ranch with this reverse tanto tip. Nice robust tip. You can really dig and poke and pry, and well, you don't use your knife for a pry bar, but you can. And it was designed, to help clean out horse hooves and stuff. But this is the base model, S30V steel, the green anodized aluminum handles, the purple backspacer. I put a Benchmade deep carry clip on it. But yeah, I've shown this on the channel 1,000 times, so absolutely a great hard to use knife, EDC knife, you name it. It is not the best slicer if you're going to cut miles of cardboard. I wouldn't use this, but a little bit, it works no problem. Pretty thick blade. It's not the sliciest in the world, but I laid the edge back a little bit so it slices a little bit better. I get my words out today. Might as well keep going with the Benchmades. The next one is a very underrated Benchmade, as far as I'm concerned. But it's a great knife, and that is the Miniprecidio 2. Awesome knife. When I got this, I carried this thing nonstop. We were working on a portion of the roof on the back of the house, and I used this thing. I cut the felt paper, I cut shingles with this thing, I pulled up staples, I did chip the blade edge a little bit, and I sharpened it several times, and I just about got that completely gone. It doesn't affect the cutting hardly, at all anymore. But awesome knife. S30V steel again. The CF Elite handles, which I like. The carbon fiber / FRN concoction they came up with, I think, is pretty nice. Better than the Grivery. Full stainless steel liners. They're milled out for weight. Ergos are excellent on this thing. Just an awesome knife. I think it's a big brother to the Bug Out. Very similar in a lot of ways, but like I said, a lot sturdier with the full liners, the CF Elite scales. It's a little thicker. Again, got crossbar lock or axis lock. Pull this out of your pocket. Easy to open. Definitely easy to close. I can work these with gloves on. This comes with a deep carry clip. So very underrated Benchmade as far as I'm concerned. Now the next one, another Benchmade, is an oldie but goodie also, like the Osborne. And that is the full-size Griptilian. Awesome knife. I EDC this once in a while, but this year this has been my outdoor knife, going hiking and stuff. I take this one reason because it's orange, but it's a very rugged knife. Again, you got a good point on the end, not too dainty at all. It's a better slicer than the 940, not quite as slicey as the Miniprecidio, but very capable blade. S30V steel again. You got the, I don't even know what kind of material this is, if it's grivery or what, but anyways, it's FRN or something, and very hand filling, very comfortable. Just an awesome knife. You can do some heavy cutting with this, and it works with gloves on. You can open it with the thumb studs, easy with gloves. Operate the axis lock with gloves, and it's called a Griptilian for a reason, because it's jumping for days on this. Up here on the blade, back here where the crossbar lock cages, you got these ridges all down here underneath. This texturing here, the little diamond plate texturing is excellent. And yeah, love the Griptilian. Like I said, it's kind of turned into my outdoors knife. Love it. So that's a good one. And yeah, I put it through some use. Now, kind of sticking with a crossbar lock. These are all obviously USA made. This one is USA made. It is the Bear & Sons Bear Ops Rancor 4. And it's a Tanto blade. And it's 14C 28-inch steel. Aluminum handles. Has the crossbar lock. I can't remember. Bear & Sons has their own name for that. This does ride-on bearings. Action's great. Again, thumb studs, easy open. The crossbar lock is actually, they stick up higher than these other ones, so it's even easier to use with gloves on. Very, very ergonomic, comfortable in hand. The Tanto blade comes in useful for scraping and stuff. Has a glass breaker on it even. Might have to do something. Semi-deep carry pocket clip. Clip is okay. Not a lot of room here, so it doesn't go in my pocket all the time. Kind of gets hung up a little bit. And you got this much sticking out, but it's easier to grab, right? Pull out of your pocket. The only drawback to this would be the handle is pretty smooth. It can get slippery. But yeah, I've used this. It's not my most used knife. Centering's still great. But yeah, that's a good hard use knife. And I guess moving on, I got two Spydercos on the table, and You can say these are hard to use or not. Bring out the PM2, Spyderco Paramilitary 2. You know, it does have a daintier tip on it. You don't want to do a lot of prying or really digging in with this. But if you're going to do a lot of slicing, a lot of cutting of cardboard or even, you know, different materials, you can't beat the Spyderco PM2. It is so slicey. Ergonomics are excellent on this thing. You got a nice big handle. Some people say the handle's too big for the blade or the blade's too small for the handle, but back on the handle, full 4-finger grip. Choke up on that 50-50 forward finger choil, makes it nice. This is the base model. Again, S30V steel, G10 handles, the black G10. Has the compression lock. I don't think it's the best lock if you've got gloves on, heavy leather gloves or anything, because you got to get your finger in there to depress that. But without gloves, it's pretty excellent. Centering's good. I did put a lynch clip on it, deep carry lynch clip, and I have this back spacer that a friend of mine made me. He 3D printed it, and I like that. And you know, it sticks up a little higher. That adds to, that gives it a little more grip, a little more purchase. But yeah, I think the PM2 is a heavy or hard use knife, as long as you're not doing any kind of digging like this, you know, because that tip is pretty dainty. Yeah, PM2. And I do EDC this. It's a good EDC knife for sure. Takes care of anything you're going to come up on a daily basis. Now, the next Spyderco is probably my favorite Spyderco that I have, and I've abused this knife, and it is the Native 5 lightweight. I don't know if you can see, but the blade is literally all scratched up. I've sharpened this I don't know how many times, but it's a lockback, rock solid. Ergos on this, again, are just excellent. You could use this all day long. I've used it to cut, you know, grass and vines out of my lawnmower deck. I actually cut the belt. The drive belt to the deck broke and it got all wrapped up. I ended up having to cut this out. And I was hitting the pulleys and I was hitting metal and cutting against metal. Never chipped the blade. I rolled the edge. This is Spy 27 steel. I really like the Spy 27. It doesn't chip. I have chipped S30V steel, but I have not chipped the edge on this. I have flattened it out, you know, rolled the edge, but fairly easy to get back into shape, to sharpen. Holds an edge. Not as, I wouldn't say as good as S30V, but pretty dang good. The bi-directional pattern is nice. It's grippy. It is, like I said, it's a lockback, so it's not I can't flick this thing open. More of a slow thumb roll, but it's easy one hand open, one hand close. I can operate this with gloves on, no problem. Awesome knife. I did put a lynch clip on it, deep carry lynch clip, and that's all I've done to it. But yeah, the Spyderco Native 5 lightweight, and like I said, this has Spy 27 steel, CPM Spy 27, made in USA. So far, all of these are USA made knives. And yeah, moving on, a very popular one, been around a long time, would be the NAL Rat Model 1. Awesome, hard to use knife, outdoor knife. You can't beat the rats. This rides on washers. Actually, back to the Native 5 doesn't even have washers or bearings or anything. Literally just rides on a raised part of the FRN. The scales are the bearings, and I've had no issues with that. No blade play, nothing. Excellent. But back to the Rat Model 1. Man, what can you say? Designed for the outdoors. It's designed to be hard to use. Does have nylon washers in it, I believe. I can't remember. Might be bronze or bronze. But ergos are excellent. I kind of like the profile of it. Some people don't. Good jimping up here. You can choke up, do detailed work. And great ergos. These are not the original scales. This was a had tan scales. A friend of mine gave me the green ones. I like the green ones better. I like the color better. Pocket clip, standard clip that comes on it, so it's not deep carry but easy to pull out of the pocket. D2 steel. This is the Model 1 D2. These nylon scales, I don't mind them at all. I mean, they're awful close to G10. You hand these two knives to someone that really doesn't know, they'd say it was the same material. But yeah, Rat 1, it's got a good tip on it. Again, it's not too dainty. Full flat grind. A little thicker blade on this. I can't remember what the blade thickness is on the Rat. It's not bad. 0.10. This seems thick. It's got a 90-degree spine on it. But yeah, awesome. I dig the Rat Model 1. I have the Rat Model 2. That's a great EDC knife. And this is a good EDC knife. A little heavier, a little longer, but still makes an excellent one. Now the next one, I don't know if anyone else considers this to be a hard to use knife, but it's one of my go-tos, and that is the Tempest Knives Pinion. I just absolutely dig this knife. This was designed by Casey over on the Knives Fast channel. He's got a few more models out there which I want to get. I haven't been able to, but eventually, hopefully I will. But the Pinion is an awesome knife. This is 14C 28-inch steel also. I believe the OEM, I know this is Kubi. Don't take my word for that. But why I think and it rides on bearings. Action is great. But why I think this is a heavier used knife is the blade style. Kind of reverse tanto. It is similar to the 940. Pretty robust tip on this thing. I've dug, I've digged, I've drilled a sizable divot into pieces of wood. Liner lock, easy access to it. I've had no problems wearing gloves and operating the liner lock. Kind of fidgety, action is great. You have forward finger choke, you can choke up easy on. Ergos are just excellent. Wire deep carry clip. It's reversible left hand or right hand. Micarta scales. Nicely done. I like them. But yeah, may not be many people's first choice for a hard to use knife, but it absolutely stands up to most anything you can throw at it. Very cool. And it's one of my favorite knives to EDC and just use in general. It's awesome. Now the next two are basically the same. One's bigger than the other. I don't know if people consider the Buck 110 or the Buck 112s hard to use knives, but let me tell you, these are the drop points, both of these, and I consider these hard to use knives. Check the tips out. These are not the clip points with a fine tips on them. These have a more robust tip, thicker tip, very capable. What can you say about a Buck 110 and a Buck 112 Ranger that hasn't been said? Awesome knives, still popular, semi inexpensive. Prices have gone up. They're about 65 bucks now, even these ones. These are web exclusives on Buck's website. It was the only place you could find them. Last time I looked, which it's been a while, they were out of stock. But if you have a chance to get a Buck 110 drop point or the 112 Ranger drop point, I would get them. Check the blades out. Nice thick blade stock, nice tips, still hollow ground, so they're slicey. Both these are 420 HC steel with Buck's heat treat. Both made in the USA. Awesome. I added thumb studs, the screw-line thumb studs, so I can open them one-handed. Now I close them two-handed because I've been bit by the Slim Select. Closed up on my finger. That wasn't nice. But yeah, these are two that I'll grab. And these are belt carry. I carry these in their pouches on my belt. These are heavy with the brass bolsters and liners and the lockback, and these have the ebony wood. But they're awesome. And like I said, it all depends on what size you want, the 3 3/4 inch blade or the 3-inch blade, because there's quite a bit of difference, just like on the regular ones with a clip point. But yeah, guess that's it. These are actually my go-to knives when I'm going to get into something heavier, more than, like I said, more than opening a box or cutting a food package, cutting a piece of string. These just hold up good. I've kind of abused quite a few of these. I ran them through the ringers, let me tell you, on some of these. But yeah, I guess that'd do it for this video. And this kind of started out as an open tag, quite a while back, but I think we should keep it going. So I'm putting this out again as an open tag. I'd like to see everyone's hard to use knives. And if you did it before and your preference, your knives have changed, do it again. Who knows, 6 months or a year from now, I may have 2 or 3 new knives to replace a couple of these. But yeah, I guess that'll do it for this video. Do the usual, like, comment, subscribe, and until next video, bye.